Hello friends! It has been a hot minute. I moved, so I'm sorry if my display and my background and everything isn't up to my standards because I don't really have a great place to film right now, but we're gonna work with it. So I'm gonna be posting another video about this that's talking about how to take care of your contact lenses, how to remove them from their bottles, store them, all that jazz. But today, for all my cosplayers out there and those of you who just like to wear colored contact lenses, we're going to talk about some tips and tricks, some safety knowledge, stuff like that, so that you can take care of your eyeballs and still be able to have fun colored contact lenses to wear. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that not everybody can wear colored contact lenses, and I cannot stress enough that that is okay. If you're a cosplayer and you really want to have colored contact lenses, if you can wear them, that's awesome. You just have to be careful when picking your brands and everything like that. Please, please, please go to an eye doctor before you even attempt to order colored contact lenses, because it is not worth damaging your eyeballs if you do not know your base curve, which we're going to get into, or if you just flat out are not the right candidate for colored contact lenses. Just because your eyes don't necessarily match the character you're cosplaying does not necessarily mean that it's a bad cosplay. Do what's healthy for your body. Do what is safe for your body. Please do not harm yourself in order to be canon in your cosplay. Thank you. Now, we're going to cover a few different topics in this video. The first one that I want to cover is really, really important. That's why I'm putting it up first. When I mention that you need to go see an eye doctor before you get colored contact lenses, there's a very specific reason for that. And that reason is because an eye doctor needs to measure your eye's base curve in order to be able to know what base curve the contact lenses are that will fit your eye. So everybody's eyes are a different curvature. We all have a different curvature to our eyeballs. Contact lenses are not one size fits all. So my base curve, for instance, is an 8.6. There's also like 8.4s I've seen before. 8.6 generally tends to be the most common in my experience for colored contact lenses, but there are options out there for people with different base curves. The thing that's really important about base curves is that if your contact lenses are the wrong base curve, there's a couple of things that can happen and they can really damage your eyes, which is why you really want to make sure that your base curve in your contact lenses is the same as the eyeballs, because you get one pair of eyes and you don't get any more, and if you screw it up, that's it. That's all you get. So if your base curve is off in your contact lenses, it can do a couple of things. Best case scenario, it can just be super uncomfortable and it'll slip and slide around your eyeball and just suck to wear. It's not comfortable, do not recommend. Worst case scenario is it can actually wrinkle up or roll onto itself and it can scratch your cornea, which can cause irreversible, intreatable damage. So don't do that. Don't recommend it. It hurts. It can make you go blind. I don't recommend it. Make sure that you get your base curve measured for that reason, because it's going to make them so much more comfortable and it's going to make it safer for your eyes. Now, when you are looking at different colored contact lenses, there's also a measurement that you're going to find on colored contact lenses that's a diameter. And diameter is not necessarily something that needs to be fit to your eye. Like, everybody can wear different diameters. The diameter of the lens is basically how wide or how small it is. So how much of your eye it actually covers. So for instance, these ones are pretty standard. These ones are you can see on the bottle here. Yeah. You can see the diameter. These ones that are in my eyeballs right now are a pretty standard diameter. You can go all the way up to sclera contact lenses, which are the kind of contact lenses that people use to do like blacking out their eyes, that cover like the entire eyeball, or the entire visible eye. For those of you guys who are Arcane fans, you've probably seen a lot of Silco cosplayers have one sclera lens in their eyeball that gives that effect that Silco's eye has. I personally have no experience with sclera contact lenses. I've never tried to wear one. Something that is super freaking important when it comes to contact lenses. Brands and the approval from the FDA or whatever regulatory agency your country works with. There are lots of contact lens brands out there, lots of people can sell contact lenses, but not all of them are going to be FDA approved and tested to be safe for your eyeballs. The ones that I was just showing you and the ones that are in my eyeballs right now are from Hyelloh. That's a great brand of FDA approved contact lenses. Personally, other brands I've used are Olens, which is where I've gotten contact lenses before for Vi, the main character I cosplay. There are, before I forget, there are colored contacts that you can get by an eye doctor, like prescribed by an eye doctor. And those ones are typically like AccuView. There's a couple of other brands that you can get. Lens.me is one company where you can order contact lenses from them, and they have a lot of, like, they have AccuView. They have a couple of contact lens brands that I've seen and ordered from my eye doctor before. So Lens.me is good, especially if you want like more natural looking colored contacts. Olens is also fantastic for natural looking colored contact lenses. Pinky Paradise is great for cosplay lenses if you want something more dramatic. Uniqso is also a really great option. So there are really great options for contact lenses that you can buy, but what I'm mainly trying to explain is just that there are so many brands for contact lenses out there, and not all of them are going to be safe or tested for your eyes. So please be careful, even if it means paying lots of money for your contact lenses, and even if it means waiting a long time for them to ship. The Honeycolor package that I just got, I waited 3 weeks for. And that's pretty standard because a lot of the really great colored contact lens companies, especially for cosplay, are in South Korea, Japan, or the Honeycolors from Singapore. So that's just part of it, unfortunately. It just takes a while if you're from the US to get them, or from the UK or anywhere basically outside of Asia. There are ways to tell if a brand itself is FDA approved. And I don't typically just see if, like, I don't typically just look on the website itself, because not every website is going to be reliable if it says that it's FDA approved. So I do lots of Google searching just to verify if a contact lens brand is FDA approved. Pinky Paradise, Honeycolor, and Uniqso are all pretty well known in the cosplay community for being safe and FDA approved. Another quick tidbit of advice: do not share your contact lenses, please. Do not sleep in your contact lenses, which I know a lot of people already know already, but just in case, don't sleep in your contact lenses and don't leave them in for too long. Typically for like your daily contact lenses, they don't recommend leaving them in for over 12 hours. Most colored contact lenses, they don't recommend for leaving them in more than 8. That's something to keep in mind too. Now, colored contact lenses in general are not as comfortable as regular contacts, like just clear prescription contacts, because regular prescription contacts tend to be pretty thin compared to colored contact lenses, which makes sense. I mean, the colored contact lenses are thicker because they have to have space for the color, right? So there are ways to prevent them from feeling really uncomfortable and dry and awful in your eyes. It is completely normal for your eyes, for your colored contacts in your eyes to move around a little bit as you blink and to move your head and move where you're looking and everything like that. So these are the ones that I have in my eyes right now, and I'm looking straight on right now and they look normal, right? Then I turn my head, or I turn my eyes, and they move around a little bit. They'll move when you blink, they'll move when you look around. That's very normal. According to my eye doctor, there is a reason why contact lenses are made to do that. It's actually to help your eye breathe. So having them move around a little bit is what you want. You don't want your contact lens to be super stuck in one place, and you also don't want it to be slipping and sliding all over your eye, because like I said earlier, those are signs that your base curve is not correct in your contact lenses and on your eyes. If you find your contact lenses are starting to dry out, your eyes are getting itchy, your eyes are feeling kind of irritated because your contact lenses, not in a like my eyes hurt kind of way, but in just a my eyes feel kind of dry and uncomfortable, and maybe you're at a convention or a photo shoot and you want to make your contact lenses more comfortable, these are my 2 favorite things for that. If you can, I got these from Honeycolor. A lot of colored contact lens companies from Asia sell these. These are Rodo's lychee eye drops. These eye drops have a lovely cooling sensation on the eyes, and these ones are designed to be worn while you have contacts in your eyes to rehydrate them. If you can't have good access to these, because I've never found these at an American drugstore, I can only ever get them when I order colored contact lenses, I'll be free. This one is great for if you're in America and you just need lubricating eye drops. You can put these in your eyes as many times as you need to throughout the day. Whenever I go to cons or whenever I go to a photo shoot, I have these in my bag so that with my colored contact lenses I can just pop these in my eyes if I'm starting to feel a little dry. It relubricates them and it just makes them more comfortable. If you are somebody who tends to have really red eyes and they show up a lot in photos and you want to minimize that a little bit, this is something that you can get in America, even though it is the same brand as these Japanese ones, the lychee ones. These are also from Rotos. This is the all-in-one lubricant, redness reliever, and astringent eye drops. I know some places call these ice eye drops, and there's a good reason for that, because these feel like you put an ice cube on your eyeball. They're really, really cooling. It's almost like menthol. It's really weird. These are kind of a love it, hate it thing because of that. Some people love the feeling of these. I'm one of those people. Some people hate it. The one thing I will say, these work really well for reducing redness on the eyes, and they do make your eyes a lot more lubricated, but you can only put these in 15 minutes before you put your contact lenses in. You cannot put these in your eyes when you already have your contact lenses in your eyeballs. I have done this before and it will destroy your contact lenses. I don't know why, but I did this with an old pair of colored contact lenses that I had a couple of times, and they just started to get blurrier and blurrier, and there was just nothing I could do. Like, I totally ruined the contact lenses. So I don't know what that's about, but I am somebody with really light eyes. I have pretty light bluish, greenish eyes. They're on the lighter side, and majority of colored contact lenses are made for brown eyes. They are made to look good on brown eyes, and they're made to show up on brown eyes, which means that there are so many colored contact lenses out there where if you have blue or green eyes, just look gray. Like, they do not look anything like the pictures because of color theory. So it has been a long and infuriating journey to find colored contact lenses that look natural on my eyes, that actually show up on my eyes and don't distort the color so much because of the fact that I have such light blue-green eyes. But yes, if you want natural looking colored contact lenses that aren't super opaque, it is really hard to find them if you have light eyes. Especially something that I've been hunting a lot for is brown colored contact lenses, which has been a struggle. I'm working on a cosplay for Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and I can't find colored contact lenses that are brown anywhere for him that don't look like strange on my eyeballs. So these ones from Honeycolor are an experiment. These are the ones that I'm going to unbox and put in cases for the video on how to take care and like store and take them out of these little glass vials video. Another safety tip with things like contact lens cases and also your saline solution, you need to throw them out every 3 months. So if you have a big bottle of saline solution and you have not completely used it up yet, you do need to throw it out after the 3-month mark. So I always write the date on the bottle so I know when I opened it. And then with the little lens case, even if it's a contact lens that lasts for up to a year, which is how long a lot of colored contact lenses can stay fresh for, they will need to have a new case every 3 months just to keep things sterile. And speaking of expiration dates, every contact lens has a different expiration date. There's 2 different types of expiration dates for contact lenses. There is the expiration date for while they are submerged in the preservation liquid that they come in, which, by the way, these, when they are in a vial like this, they come in a liquid that is not safe for your eyes. It's to preserve the contact lenses and keep them fresh while they're being transported. Do not put this in your eyeballs, and we'll talk a little bit about this more when I go into how to unpack these and open them up. There is an expiration date for when this liquid in here expires and they're no longer safe to be stored. And then after you open them, there is another expiration date for like starting on the day that you open the bottle. So these ones, for instance, are good for a year after you open the bottle if you take good care of them. The expiration date on these for in the bottle, yeah, it says these were packaged in July or in June of 2024. They expire within the bottle in May of 2029. And the second I open these, a timer is going to start ticking to where these will only last a year after I've opened the bottle. So I always write the date on my contact lens cases too. It's always a good thing to do. Don't put expired contact lenses in your eyes, because once they are expired, they can start to grow mold, they can start to grow bacteria. It's not, I don't recommend. In general, if you get a pair of contact lenses and something feels off, like there's something weird in the bottle, there's a piece of the packaging that has not been sealed properly, anything like that. If something's weird, contact customer service or something. Do not put them in your eyes. This is why colored contact lenses are so tricky for cosplayers. It's just because there's so much that goes into making sure that you are wearing them safely. That is everything I have to talk about in this video. Let me know if you have any other questions in the comments about contact lenses, and if you have anything else that you want me to add, I could probably do a second video on that. But stay tuned. I'm gonna have a video on how to unbox and store your lovely colored contact lenses here coming up shortly, but this one's gonna be going up first. Subscribe if you are interested in seeing more cosplay content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.